The shattering core, the tectonic pulse part 1, the false resonance at deep, subterranean darkness of the Sector 7 seismic listening post was thick with a heavy, suffocating heat. Inside the quiet sanctuary of the rock-walled bunker, Commander Leo Vance was completely consumed by the fierce, magnetic touch of Captain Maya Lin. His hands slid down her bare waist, pulling her skin to skin against him in the dim, golden amber glow of the secondary console. Her breath hitched, a soft, ragged sigh escaping her lips as her fingers tangled desperately in his hair, pulling his mouth down to hers with a burning intensity. For a few exquisite, breathless moments, the crushing weight of monitoring the volatile fault lines miles beneath the earth simply ceased to exist. Their bodies moved together in a feverish, silent rhythm of pure desire, their hearts hammering a frantic tempo against each other's chests. Then, the bedrock of their sanctuary shattered. A violent, low-frequency screech tore through the audio monitors, accompanied by the blinding, rhythmic pulse of a strobing ultraviolet alert light. The main command terminal erupted into a frenzy of flashing data. Leo tore himself away from her embrace, his skin instantly chilling in the cold draft of the vault as he lunged toward the master console. Maya rapidly threw her uniform shirt over her shoulders, her breathing still ragged from passion as she hovered over his shoulder. Her eyes wide. "We have a total network drop," Leo hissed, his fingers flying across the biometric scanner. "Surface communications are dead. We are completely isolated." The primary seismic monitor displayed an unfolding global catastrophe. Seismic array status. Critical crisis primary sensor. Multi-point acoustic rupture event classification. Megathrust fault line collapse subsurface telemetry. Rapid magma. Ascent detected audited response. Immediate surface evacuation and forcedum to total vault collapse. 4 minutes part 2. The mathematical tremor. Countdown clock on the master evacuation pod began to bleed away in cruel, vivid crimson digits. Automated evacuation launch in. 2:45 Leo. "The automated blast doors are unlocking," Maya whispered, her voice tightening with terror as she stared at the flashing red maps detailing a massive underground volcanic event. "The system is forcing us up to the surface extraction point. If we don't board the pods, the vault seals us inside to die." "Wait," Leo said, his analytical mind fighting through the rush of adrenaline. He stood perfectly still, closing his eyes for a split second. "Maya, feel the floor. Look at the emergency water levels on the cooling tracks. They aren't rippling." A tectonic event of this scale would have a massive, violent P-wave signature before the acoustic sensors even registered the peak. "The ground isn't shaking." He bypassed the clean, graphical maps on the main screen and plunged directly into the raw, underlying cryptographic data stream of the acoustic sensors. "This isn't a geological disaster," Leo muttered, his eyes narrowing as he audited the scrolling lines of code. "It's a highly sophisticated, deep psychological cyber attack. Subsurface malware has hijacked our acoustic telemetry to perfectly mimic an imminent volcanic eruption. It's designed to trigger our panic, cut our strings to the outside world, and force us out of this hardened bunker, an evacuation trap." Maya breathed, leaning in close, her eyes locking onto the data. "If we exit through those automated hatches right now, we are walking straight into a surface ambush zone." Leo pointed at the screen, tracing the repeating hexadecimal blocks of the acoustic packet structures. "Telemetry metric system. Reported statiraw data reality acoustic waveform X spike V for perfectly symmetrical loop sensor. Timestamp synchron grid time 8 millisecond mechanical log resonance checksum critical calculated algorithmic pattern. Look at the resonance checksums, Maya, in a real tectonic rupture. Rock fracturing creates chaotic, asymmetrical noise. But these frequencies are too clean. They are mathematically perfect. The virus is feeding us a synthetic simulation of an apocalypse." Part 3. The stationary hold. 1 minute remaining, Leo, Maya called out, her hand trembling slightly as she looked at the master evacuation console. The automated vocal warning system clicked on, its artificial voice smooth, calm, and terrifyingly detached as it echoed through the dim concrete vault. "Tectonic breach imminent. Evacuation pods primed. Please step inside the launch chamber. If they stayed inside the bunker and the telemetry was real, they would be buried alive under miles of shifting earth. If they boarded the pods, they would be shot directly up into the waiting crosshairs of an automated enemy ambush. Maya, look at me, Leo said softly, stepping away from the monitors and grabbing her hands. He pulled her flesh against his chest, locking his eyes onto hers with absolute, unwavering intensity. You designed the structural parameters of this vault. Trust your steel. Trust your math. Do not trust the screen. My heart is racing, Leo, she whispered, her chest heaving against his. Match my breath, he commanded gently, his voice dropping into a hard, calm register. Slow it down. Let the panic go. We are staying exactly where we are. 10 seconds to automated pod release. They stood locked in a tight, unyielding embrace, completely ignoring the screaming alarms and the flashing red warning screens. It was a final, defiant act of human composure over a machine engineered to manipulate their fear. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. The evacuation clock hit 0. Instead of a catastrophic structural collapse, the system glitched violently. The synthetic seismic tracks and the terrifying volcanic maps vanished from the monitors, replaced by a rapid waterfall of white-hot diagnostic code as the system executed a hard safety reboot. Reboot complete diagnostic. Multi-point malware purged seismic perimeter status. All clear nitrogen monoxide activity. Vault integrity. 100% secure the cool. Pristine white utility lights at the bunker flickered back on, chasing away the oppressive ultraviolet shadows of the emergency. The soft, rhythmic hum of the standard air filtration cycle returned, washing a fresh wave of cool air over their damp foreheads. Through the primary communication speaker, a static-laced, normal voice from the surface command finally cracked through the silence. Sector 7, this is surface control. We just detected a massive localized data injection on your telemetry lines. Confirm status. Leo reached over and flipped the radio switch, his eyes never leaving Maya's face. Surface control, this is Sector 7. The injection has been isolated and neutralized. The tectonic pulse was a ghost. We are completely secure. He released the toggle, letting out a long, ragged breath as he pulled Maya back into his arms, his mouth meeting hers in a deep, lingering kiss that tasted of absolute survival, profound relief, and a victory won by having the courage to stand perfectly still.